David.
Hi, Rosabelle. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's hot. I've got my air conditioning turned up to its maximum power, and it's still hot.
It's always summertime for you, isn't it?
Do you know what Chipotle is?
As in the pepper or as in the restaurant?
The restaurant in this instance.
I'm familiar with it. I'm not sure if I've ever been to it.
Tell me some things that are in your head about Chipotle.
Chipotle. Are they a Mexican fast food chain?
Correct.
Thank you. Um, that's about it. That's all I know.
I feel like one thing New Zealand doesn't do very well, or I'll have to be careful because I'm sure there's a place that does it wonderfully, but New Zealand isn't particularly well known for its wonderful Mexican food, is it?
No, it's quite embarrassing to take anyone to Mexican here. Although there's a new Mexican restaurant that just opened in St. Kevin's Arcade, which apparently is very good. So
Oh, what's it called? Maybe they could be a sponsor of Flightless Bird.
I actually can't remember. I should look it I should look it up. I feel like I'm always wanting to shout out people, but I don't know their details.
Well, look, if that really good Mexican restaurant in New Zealand in St. Kevin's Arcade wants to get in touch, flightlessbirdchat@gmail.com. I'm David Farrier, a New Zealander accidentally marooned in America, and I want to figure out what makes this country tick. Now, as you just heard, New Zealand has many, many great things, but one thing we do not have is good Mexican food, except for that one place Roosevelt can't remember the name of. I personally have had exactly 0 good Mexican meals in New Zealand, and have learned one of the best things about living in this particular city in America, Los Angeles, is that I'm spoiled for choice thanks to all the wonderful people from Mexico that have blessed us with their truly delicious food. One of the most fucked up things about the ice raids going on in LA is that taco trucks have been disappearing. Vendors disappeared into the back of unmarked vans, never to be seen again, all totally normal stuff. Mexican food is such a wonderful gift of living in America, and of course, being America, there are fast food chain versions, one of the most well-known being Chipotle. I've never eaten at a Chipotle until this episode, and by God, it was time to remedy that. So, a collective fuck ice for going up to Mexican food, and also prepare to have your nose holes blessed and your taste buds tickled by the Chipotle Mexican Grill Incorporated, because this is the Chipotle episode.
Starting a business can seem like a daunting task, unless you have a partner like Shopify. They have the tools you need to start and grow your business. From designing a website to marketing to selling and beyond, Shopify can help with everything you need. There's a reason millions of companies like Mattel, Heinz, and Allbirds continue to trust and use them. With Shopify on your side, turn your big business idea into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
Flightless, flightless, flightless bird touchdown in America. I'm a flightless bird touchdown in America.
Rob, how are you doing?
Good. I think you already said something controversial in your intro.
What did I say?
You called Chipotle fast food.
Uh-oh. Okay.
I mean, that was my first thing
No,
I
this
wanted
is interesting
to talk about.
So in my mind, as someone that doesn't, and it's strange, I don't know why I haven't been there till we went there, but in my mind, it was like you had McDonald's, Burger King, Subway, Chipotle. It's all in that kind of area as opposed to whatever the other tier of, what's next in my mind? Cheesecake Factory,
Well, those are
P.F.
restaurants.
Chang's. That's more of a restaurant thing.
I do know Chipotle considers itself fast casual because I looked this up before we recorded today because I also think of it as fast food.
Yeah.
But they I think have made a point to call themselves fast casual because they offer a broader menu, fresher, higher quality ingredients. They encourage dining in, but Taco Bell has a massive menu. They've got dining in.
What was that term? Fast casual.
Fast casual.
Because I guess fast food does have that cursed thing where like you think this is like the lowest common denominator.
Yeah, they're popping it in a microwave.
Yeah, it's super affordable. It's also not going to be great for me. And I probably shouldn't eat too much of it, kind of thing.
So it probably is okay that they're trying to distance themselves
I think it's
from
fair.
that label.
Yeah, I think it's completely fair. I mean, I feel like I dragged you along to Subway, being like, we must do a Subway episode. You weren't all that happy about that. Whereas with Chipotle, you were much more like, Dave, we need to go to Chipotle.
I don't call you Dave, but I think you only call yourself Dave in third person. It's kind of a weird,
that is weird
thing you've got going.
If you want to annoy me, you call me
Davey,
which is a cursed thing that makes me shudder every time.
But it's sweet.
Well, I shouldn't say this out loud because that's my own curse. Of course, it's just going to encourage you to do it.
I mean, I know you don't like it. But yeah, Chipotle holds a special spot for me.
Yeah.
I'm normally not a fast food, fast casual.
Oh, there's one thing I know about you. It's that you do not thrive on the idea of that type of food. When we've been on road trips or on tour, my main way of trying to abuse you is saying like, let's go to McDonald's or something, or let's go to Burger King. And your face is just, oh, Christ.
Well, I normally, if I'm going to eat out, I'd rather just go eat somewhere local, whether it's better or not. Like if I'm in another city and I have the option to go eat somewhere that I've been or somewhere I haven't, or that I can't get, that's not a chain. I think it's more the chain versus non-chain.
It's funny, isn't it? Because I feel like I agree with you in theory. I think it's so much better to go to like a local mom and pop or something you haven't tried before. Whereas weirdly, in my brain, and I don't know why this is, I mean, the reason that people like chains, right, is that they know it's going to be like consistent, like the same slop wherever they go. Right. And weirdly, I buy into that. It's like I find comfort in horrific places like Starbucks, and I'm doing a Dunkin' thing right now, because there's something about that genericness that I find weirdly charming in a way.
Well, I also don't just point at something and decide to go there.
I thought that's how you did things.
If I'm in a city, I'll spend time doing a little bit of research before I eat anywhere.
Actually, I'm going to quiz you on this, because it's something I'm very bad at in new cities. If you're going to go to a new city and you've never been there and you want to look at like what is around you that might be good, is there a certain site or Reddit or place you go to look, or do you like combine, or is it like friends telling you what to do before you go?
It's a little bit of everything. I've got like a couple chef friends that I know have spent time in different cities.
Oh, I mean, that's the dream thing to tap into.
That's like ideal number one.
Yeah, I mean, that's an amazing fix.
I would like to start. Then I'll go to just like people I know in the city. I will also look at James Beard nominees and winners.
What is that?
In a city.
Is that
it's like a culinary award.
Okay.
And same with Michelin. But both of those end up being pricier, so that's not necessarily like where I'm finding lunch options.
Totally. Yeah.
I'll trust Yelp and Google.
Yelp is still good?
To a degree. I take it with a grain of salt.
Well, there's always the one person that had a terrible experience with a particular staff member, or they're just a psychopath and they just leave one for everything.
I'll read the review and be like, all right, the bad reviews here are because of this. I can get past food taking a little longer if it needs to, or a bitchy server.
I saw an amazing meme the other day of a woman at a restaurant, and she'd gotten a terrible Yelp review, and she printed it on her shirt. And it's just a list of insults about her, clearly from someone who's deranged. But I thought that was a chef's kiss moment.
I do like restaurants that will, I am torn. I like restaurants that will call people out or lean into them. But then some of them feel a little like passive aggressive, and
yeah, 100%.
Sometimes they deserve it.
Because of course there is the culture of the reply from the establishment.
Yeah.
To that terrible feedback.
Because there's like Kitchen Nightmare episodes where there's like unhinged owners that like are wrong in this instance and fighting with people that disagree with them.
Yeah, which is entertaining but a terrible look.
Yes, and I think if a restaurant is down that. But there's like Ozzy's Pizza here. They'll sometimes post bad reviews when they know that it's things that aren't necessarily true. Or just is that
Aussies as in Australian or
no? OZZY. They're New Haven style pizza.
Okay, I hear you. Aussie is like shorthand for Australian.
Yeah, that's spelled differently. Yeah. But I find that okay.
Yeah, there's levels of it.
He'll post like, this pizza tastes like cardboard and there's not enough sauce.
No, I was curious about your approach to cities, because I know I've looked at your the spreadsheets that you make when we are on tour, and I've seen what you and Natalie have done at times when you've been on holiday together.
Yeah.
And I would call it a sort of almost leaning into sort of psychopath level of organization in those Google sheets of where you're going and all of it. It blows my mind.
Yeah. So, combo of personal recommendation from people and research.
Should we air a little bit of audio we recorded at my very first outing to Chipotle?
Yeah.
And then I believe you have one of your iconic educational presentations to share with me.
Just a little history on Chipotle.
Yes.
So the first location opened up in Denver.
We love Denver. We've been to Denver. Great live crowd for our show in Denver. Love them.
Yeah, it was on East Evans Avenue. It used to be a Dolly Madison ice cream shop.
Okay.
And it became the first Chipotle, where the founder and CEO, apparently he would prepare and serve customers out of this.
So like
shop.
it started as like a very personable thing. It's funny like thinking how these giant chains start, and they do start as one place, but like the owner cooking the food and passing it out.
And then someone comes in with a bunch of money and says, hey, let's scale this and make some more money from this.
And America is it is the best at franchising and scaling. It's insane to me, what America does.
The Cheesecake Factory story that we learned too.
Yeah,
same.
Totally. Yeah, it's so easy to forget that. And then in New Zealand, suddenly driving around, actually, do we have a Chipotle? I'm just going to check this. Do we have a Chipotle in New Zealand? I'm pretty sure we don't, but I've been away for a little while and I want to make sure they haven't opened up like 50 restaurants there. No, we have a... So yeah, there's some petitions. 340 followers on Facebook, bring Chipotle to New Zealand. So there's a slow groundswell. And we have, the place is the equivalent. Actually, it's not the equivalent, but it's, I guess, like fast food Mexican. It's called Mad Mex, which feels maybe slightly offensive. Mad Mexican?
Yeah,
I don't know. Mad Mex?
I think it's a play on Mad Max.
Maybe it is, yeah. Have you heard of it before?
No, I haven't.
No, Mad Mex. Yeah, I don't know about that. But that's our equivalent.
It's the same as Kid Row in LA, where kids learn music.
Oh, really?
But it's a play on Skid Row.
Of course, which is a bit like...
Sometimes have a little bit of a...
Yeah, I don't know if we should be like, tearing into that particular part of LA.
Calvin goes there.
Oh, what's he learning?
He's learning synthesizer and singing and drums sometimes, but they also do like a bunch of kids in Vinny's class. They have like bands.
So it's like School of Rock style.
Yeah, where it's like 4 or 5 3-year-olds learning instruments, and then they put on concerts.
This is possibly either the cutest thing I've ever heard or like the most diabolical like sound thing that you have to witness as a parent.
Yeah, I haven't gone to one of the concerts because I imagine it's not great.
Ridiculous. I love that they're doing it though.
Yeah.
What do both your kids gravitate towards? Is it like an instrument that they're like, we love singing or we love the drums or...
Vinny has really started getting into singing lately.
Oh, that's adorable.
I've recently just made a playlist with all of their songs. So now they're constantly... Vinny has like very specific songs he wants to sing along to. Calvin's a little shyer when it comes to singing.
Interesting. Singing takes courage. It does.
They'll want to just drive around the neighborhood and listen to music and sing along.
That's pretty great.
When we park, they can get unbuckled in the back seat and just start like dancing around.
This is so freaking cute. Okay, Chipotle.
All right, let's go to Chipotle.
Rob, where are we right now?
We're at Chipotle.
The day is roasting. It feels almost like the worst day to eat. It's like a very warm, big meal, but we're bold and we're doing it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say this is the weather I would have picked to be eating Chipotle.
Did observe the sign. We're in a very small parking lot. There is a sign that reads...
Our burritos are huge. Our parking area is small.
I like that. I like a sense of humor as you walk into an establishment like this.
Chipotle's got a good sense of humor.
So I actually don't know, like, are you a Chipotle supporter, a cynic? Where do you sit?
I like Chipotle a lot.
I feel like going into a chain, this is a rare sentence from you.
Yeah, I think it's one of the only kind of fast food chains that I get behind.
Oh my God, this is fascinating. Okay. All right, we're entering much cooler in here, air conditioned. and a fairly clean, beautiful environment.
It smells great in here too.
Smells great. I always find it slightly intimidating ordering at a new place where there's a specific way of ordering. Any particular, I mean, I'm sure I can figure it out, but any particular advice?
I mean, you know what you're getting? Are you getting a burrito? Are you getting a bowl? Are you getting tacos? Children's tacos?
What do you advise?
I do burrito. Yeah, and then you gotta figure out your meat, your bean choice, your rice choice, and then toppings.
Beans are something I'm still getting my head around a little bit.
I don't do beans in my burrito.
Controversial.
Maybe, but...
What are you putting in there?
I'm gonna do steak, rice, cheese, guacamole, salsa. Can't forget the cheese. I will say too, when I add the guac. Guac's always extra. That's a thing here. I ask for half a scoop only though, because their scoop of guac is massive that they normally put on it.
Which is going to give you that problem that you encounter sometimes, which is the soggy factor. Chipotle honey chicken, that appeals to me.
I do a steak burrito. No beans, but I'll do a little bit of white rice.
Old no beans Rob, they call him?
Yep, it's my nickname.
Hello, could I do the Chipotle honey chicken, please? I'll do a burrito, thank you. Bell peppers and onions? Definitely. Yeah, throw them on. Now, one thing I noticed is I'm making my burrito, because I put a lot of guac on there and a lot of sour cream, there was a lot of, they're sort of forcing it in there. It was a difficult one for them to fold, but I think we got there, but I feel it's going to explode when I bite into it.
Yeah, you got a real fat burrito. That was Chipotle when it came 20 years ago, whenever they started it. There was just these massive burritos.
Yeah. Do you have any recollection of your early Chipotle years? Does it bring back any childhood memories?
Not childhood, but when I spent time on tour, Chipotle would do this cool thing where they would sponsor a lot of independent bands and give unlimited free burritos.
Oh, this is amazing.
So I was out with this band Wax on Radio in high school, and they were sponsored by Chipotle, and we just had a stack of 1,000 free burrito coupons. So when we would tour, it was like Chipotle to the next Chipotle. It was where we would eat every meal on the road. Most of the band was vegan too, and it was like a very vegan friendly spot. And yeah, when food on the road is all you're eating at gas stations most of the time. So when they sponsored the band, it was like a dream come true. Yeah. There's a little bit of a technique to eating this. So what I'll do is you kind of unwrap the tin foil, so you've got half the tin foil here, keeping your burrito together as you eat it.
Okay, chow down.
Yes.
I'm going to stare at you while you do it.
And you're using a fork to eat yours? What's happening?
I was thinking about it. I got scared, but I can't use a knife and fork. I've got to bite in.
Yeah, and you got to get it vertically like this, so that it gets contained. Yeah, it's good. Good burrito.
I'm going to say something crazy. I like this better than Subway. Legit, this is delicious. I ordered quite spicy, and I'm very happy with the level of spice. It's got a good kick to it. And I think we're both right. We're sitting outside now. It's incredibly warm. We are now incredibly full, and I would say we're both going to be wrecked for the rest of the day. But we've done this to ourselves. We've done it to ourselves.
Yeah, I will say I will crave Chipotle. Not too often, but every once in a while. Then I go get it and eat it, and then I kind of feel terrible after every time.
It's a sign of a good meal.
Not a ringing endorsement, but I think we're going to be honest here. There was a South Park on Chipotle. Do you know of this?
Not at all, no.
And I think the sign of if you had Chipotle was either blood or shit streaks in your underwear.
Yeah, beautiful thought to come out on there. It reminds me of there's a scene in The New Naked Gun where Lisa Nielsen is driving around town just shoveling I think tacos and burritos back. Mm-hmm. And it's just his like cop cam on over his day, and he's just out like making himself sick by just like eating too many, getting the shits, and then ordering again. More funny when you're watching the movie than me explaining the scene.
Yeah,
but it was good.
I will say, when I was doing like research for this episode, and just thinking about Chipotle does make me want to eat it.
Yeah, like right now, it's like as we record this, it's heading towards lunch. Is a part of you thinking,
Yes. I think, like I said, when we went there, I always regret it quite a bit once I finish.
Also, after that, we ate last week, I went home and I slept.
Yeah.
Like a little child. I lay down in my bed and I went to sleep. Like it absolutely wrecks you. And it's big. And one thing about it is it's solid. Like when you pick that thing up, there's no air in there. It's like between like the beans, the rice, the meat and everything. It's
really packed in there.
It's packed.
It's good though. I wonder if you just eat like half a burrito, if you'd
That's
feel
the way
any
to do
better.
it. Yeah. I like to think you would if you like literally ate half. But the thing is, when it's in front of you, I tend to just be greedy and eat the whole thing. Be hard to hold back.
Yeah. All right. Well, so I put together a little bit of a presentation.
It's not like you.
For this. So
I like being educated.
Yeah,
I know
so there's
nothing.
more than just us going to Chipotle and eating.
Oh yeah, we want to add
burrito.
value to this pod. We're not just there to like use our dollar to go like eat and pay it back to you. We've got
Exactly. We like to eat.
You're so happy with yourself. So happy with yourself. Really good, Rob. Your Photoshop skills show no end.
All right. So just starting off, there always was this relationship between McDonald's and Chipotle that I remember hearing about.
Okay.
A lot of people early on were like very anti-Chipotle because of the tie to McDonald's.
Right. I had no idea there was a tie at all. This is new information to me.
But I wanted to look into that. So in 1998, McDonald's invested in Chipotle when there was only 16 locations and became its largest investor and then helped them scale.
Huh.
And they ended up with over 500 locations by 2006 with the help of McDonald's.
Right. McDonald's swept in and did their thing.
Yes. But then in October of 2006, McDonald's fully divested in Chipotle because of strategic differences.
Right. So from their perspective, it wasn't like sensible to keep pouring their money into this
it
other
was
chain.
Chipotle wanted to stay true to their mission of sustainably sourcing fresh food, which McDonald's was more cost-driven. So I think this gets a little bit back to the fast food versus fast casual thing that we talked about earlier.
Yeah, so Chipotle was like, we want out of the situation. We're going to like go on our own route.
Yeah, they saw the like at scale having fresh ingredients is harder to keep.
Yeah, there's a downside to being in bed with McDonald's and upscaling to an insane degree.
So because of that, I want to talk about sustainability.
Oh, hello.
Do you know about sustainability?
I've heard the word.
Okay.
I hear it's a good thing.
So sustainability within a food system, it's a food system that delivers food security in such a way that the economic, social, and environmental basis to generate food security and nutrition for future generations is not compromised.
I officially feel like I'm back at school, and I appreciate this because I could have actually not given you that definition. So it's actually genuinely quite useful.
Okay. Well, so it mostly just promoting safe, nutritious, and healthy food that has a low environmental impact. That's the goal of it, which I think they do through agricultural practices, the distribution system. So when you're talking about chains that are actually having to deliver to 500 locations, the actual food that they're offering people from a nutritional standpoint, and then I think food waste within all of that.
Yeah,
like when
right.
we went to Chipotle, they had the million different... It always gives me a lot of anxiety when I go to that garbage bin.
Yeah, no, there were 3 bins, and I always, when there's more than 2 bins, instant confusion in my mind because I'm like, okay, recycling and non-recycling. You introduce a 3rd bin, which is what was at Chipotle, and it's the thing.
They have pictures, and I feel like some of them overlap. So like some things could fit in one in my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, so why does sustainability matter? It's good for environmental protection from a climate impact standpoint.
Yeah, the world is on fire right now.
Food production accounts for 1/3 of global greenhouse gas emissions.
Holy
shit. Livestock and fertilizer use and the deforestation of land in order to raise these animals. So sustainable farming reduces all of that in order to hopefully slow climate change, and then water usage and things like that they're using within it, and soil health. They try to use regenerative farming and composting and making it so that soil is not ruined for future use.
I can kind of, as you talk about this, I can kind of see how, no shade to McDonald's, but also shade to McDonald's. I imagine these things weren't high on McDonald's list of priorities when it came to like, let's open up 50 new restaurants this year.
Right. I mean, just the cost of doing it is higher. And if your goal is fast, cheap food for people, then somewhere you need to make some concessions.
Yeah, the planet becomes less prominent in your thinking.
Yes. So then nutrition as well. You use less processed food. You don't use as many chemicals and pesticides on the food as you're growing it. A third of all food produced globally goes to waste.
You see stats like that, it still blows my mind.
Yeah.
Horrific.
Yeah.
What we do. I like to think I'm trying to live without leaving that much waste on the planet, but I drive a car. I live alone. It's just me.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally I'll have friends come over. When I like empty my trash, it's insane. Like just the amount of packaging and shit that you accumulate. And especially like in the kitchen from preparing food for one person, insane. And so suddenly like a third going to waste feels like, yeah, it is about that much and it's horrible.
Yeah, it's easy to be wasteful.
So easy.
So sustainable systems are there to help prioritize better distribution, educating people on what they can do with it, how they can be less wasteful. But at the end of the day, so sustainability is about creating a food system that nourishes people without exhausting the planet or exploiting people that are producing the food, with the goal of not depleting the natural resources of the earth.
Yeah, let's leave a planet standing at the end of this.
Still knowing that we need to feed our populations. All right, so then let's get to Chipotle.
Yes, please. Hello.
I was a little reluctant to do too much of this because I don't want this just to feel like a big ad for Chipotle.
Like a big commercial. What was the episode I did where it sounded halfway through the episode?
Olive Garden.
Olive Garden. I was like,
exactly
am I accidentally doing like an unsponsored ad for this fucking place, you know?
But like I said, when we went to Chipotle, like I had a fond spot for Chipotle. Like they were sponsoring independent bands and giving them burritos on the road to help them tour.
They were great to you.
They did this festival, which I'll get to, but I remember in like 2011 in Chicago, where it was the Cultivate Festival, where they were educating a lot of people on just sustainability and then how they did it. They had brought in this James Beard chef, Nate Appleman, at that time. They brought him in to like revamp the menu and do research and development on the food there. So he was like a culinary director for Chipotle. He left like this life of restaurants and cookbooks, and he was like competing for the next Iron Chef, and then took this job at Chipotle, I think, partially to see that he can make an impact of pushing kind of these practices within their ecosystem, I think. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know him, but
don't know him
I'm not speaking for him.
No, but like it's a big move for a chef that has like a rep to go and work at a chain.
So because of all of that, I've had a lot of respect for Chipotle. Which then makes it more desirable for me to be like, all right, if I'm going to go eat at a fast food chain.
Yeah, instantly elevates it above McDonald's or Subway or whatever.
Yeah. All right, so Chipotle in practice, like I said, they did this Cultivate Festival. They had educational exhibits to teach people that came to the festival about fresh food versus processed food, GMOs, animal welfare, and factories and farms. And then they did a bunch of celebrity chef demonstrations. I saw Richard Blaze do it. Nate was there and made their guacamole. Graham Elliott. And then they had music. Walk the Moon played one of these. I think Jack Antonoff played one, 21 Pilots. They did a bunch of these around the city. And I mean, at the end of the day, it still is a branding piece.
Of course.
For it. But it felt like there was a little more intent on educating people.
Yeah, because I feel like when there's these kind of activations or whatever you want to call them, some of them are just clearly like horrific bullshit.
Yeah.
This feels like it had some like guts to it. in substance, which is at least they're trying,
Which, like, for me at least, I went and I learned a lot about, I think, sustainability. What I know about it came from this.
Yeah,
it
that's
wasn't
wild.
something that, a phrase that was thrown around a lot in 2011.
Yeah, completely. I'm wondering what the difference in New Zealand and America is between that, because I feel like, because New Zealand, New Zealand is not that clean and green as you would think. Like, we're full of fucking pollution and like effluent runoff from farms and all that kind of thing. But like a big part of like schooling, you're told, it's almost like in America, you're told like, here's the flag and like, this is the Constitution and guns, you'll love guns,
I don't think we're learning about guns in school.
I think that's how it works. In New Zealand, you're handed like sustainability. Like, that's what New Zealand's all about. We're clean, we're green, everything is precious. Because we don't have a lot to market besides like Lord of the Rings and the fact like, so that's always thrown around. Where I imagine in America, it's much less of a priority on people's like fingertips.
tongue
tips.
But maybe it's there, and I just missed that part of.
Yeah. You're
grade.
you're off wagging. Yeah, off to Chipotle. Stay tuned for more Flightless Bird. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. Support for Flightless Bird comes from Bombas. Now, if you're not aware, fall is here. The kids are back in school, vacations are over, and it's officially the start of cozy season, which means it's time to slide into some delicious, wonderful Bombas socks. You're aware of Bombas by now. They're the most comfortable socks you can get. They've also got slippers, tees, and underwear out there as well, made from premium materials that actually make sense for this time of the year. What I love about Bombas is they have merino wool that keeps you warm when it's chilly, but cool when it's hot. And their cotton's softer, stronger, and more breathable than regular cotton. And even ragwool, the thick, durable, classic cozy sock you'll want all fall. The best part of this whole thing as well, for every item that you buy, Bombas donates one to someone experiencing homelessness. Over 150 million items have been donated thanks to customers like you. And with their happiness guarantee, if you're not 100% into what you've got, whether it's socks or slides or underwear or whatever, they'll make it right. No risk, all reward. Plus, they're available through international shopping to over 200 countries. I've talked a lot about the socks that I love from Bombas, including their limited edition Very Hungry Caterpillar sock. Look, if there's one sock you need, it's that one. I also like their socks a lot for when I run because they are so breathable. So head over to bombas.com/bird and use code BIRD for 20% off your first purchase. That's bombas.com/bird, code BIRD at checkout. Support for Flightless Bird comes from Quince. Cooler temperatures are rolling in, and as always, Quince is where I'm turning for fall staples that actually last. From cashmere to denim to boots, the quality holds up, and the price blows me away every single time. Quince has all the kinds of fall staples you'll wear nonstop, like super soft 100% Mongolian cashmere sweaters starting at just $60. Their denim is durable and fits right, and their real leather jackets bring that clean, classic edge without the elevated price tag. What makes Quince different? Well, they partner directly with ethical factories to skip the middleman, so you get top-tier fabrics and craftsmanship at half the price of similar brands. I've talked about this before, but I've got a bunch of shorts that I really like hiking in from Quince, but when it comes to the cooler temperatures, their puffer jacket that I got probably 2 years ago now, still wearing it. Again, that quality, really, really good. This stuff isn't going to go away. I'd also note that Quince has become a really good go-to across the board. You can get bedding from there. I just got some fresh sheets, also a bunch of cookware and travel accessories. So yeah, check that out too. So keep it classic and cool this fall with long-lasting staples from Quince. Go to quince.com/bird for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/bird. Free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/bird.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
All right, so then what Chipotle is actually doing, I looked into that. So their food sourcing, they convert a lot of farmland into organic farmland. So in 2022, they purchased over 22 million pounds of organic transitional ingredients and converted 200 plus acres of farmland into organic farmland. They've invested $5 million in the Cultivate Foundation, which awards seed grants to help transition acreage into organic farming. And they implemented the first ever commercial organic cilantro.
Really?
Yes.
I have two thoughts I just want to throw in, meaningless asides. I can't eat cilantro. I have that genetic abnormality where it tastes like shampoo.
My mom has that.
True nightmare. So if there's been multiple times, including LA, where I've ordered a delicious meal and,
brilliant.
Thanks for putting shampoo all through it. This is great. And just as a side dish, something I always find weird about New Zealand is that James Cameron, who made Aliens and Terminator 2 and Avatar, he lives in New Zealand. He's just always making Avatar films. Takes him a very long time. And he has a giant organic farm in the South Island of New Zealand. And that's what he does. He just hangs out on his farm. Just a fun fact about New Zealand organic farming.
I don't think just because something gets the organic label that it's always good.
Oh, I agree. No, I mean, it's all marketing as well.
Yeah. I don't know the specifics of it enough to speak to that, and I'm sure maybe someone can write in and tell us about it.
Flightlessbirdchat@gmail.com.
But I do think it's lesser of evils if it's non-organic farming that's using chemicals and pesticides.
I agree.
Maybe not perfect, but
yeah,
seems like progress.
No, I agree completely. And I think of, this is something that has just been in my too hard basket, but I think of inorganic farming in America, and I think of always like with meat production. And I know that, I can't remember where I was, but there's a famous, you're driving along a freeway somewhere in California.
Oh, no, the cows.
The cows is notorious, like it hits you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the most like, think what I eat meat, even though I think it's ethically an abhorrent thing to do. I'm fucking lazy and useless. But you drive past that and you are hit with a human of like, oh no, this is wrong. Like this, it smells disgusting. We're clearly not meant to be farming at this.
They're on top of each other.
It's awful. And it just hits you in the face. So anyway, my point is, when I hear organic, I at least think it's not that. Do you know what I mean? It's most basic. It's like they're trying. And I think there's that type of farming in America and on other parts of the world where it's just so artificial.
Well, it's just about scale too.
It's
and
scale.
cost.
The animals aren't eating real food. Like, no, nothing is real in that process. Like, it's all just like animals eating fucking probably like chewed up other animals. And then we eat them. It's all just horrific.
Well, yeah. So I just wanted to call out that I do acknowledge that organic doesn't necessarily mean it's the perfect practice.
Totally.
But I do think it's headed in the right direction if they're making a conscious effort to go towards that. So then
So I'm rambling now, but I've been toying about doing an Eggs Part 2 episode, because whenever you go into a grocery store here, there's like the way eggs are marketed at you. It's like you got a generic box, it's brown usually.
Mm-hmm.
So the way they win you over is the wording on the carton. Free range, organic. And I'm a consumer and I will sort of pick the word that leaps out to me where my brain associates it with the happiest chickens running around, popping out eggs. They're having like a little face scratch while they're doing it. They're having a nice time. Of course, all that will be bullshit. And I feel like it's all fucking marketing.
Which is like, I understand that some of this is just marketing for Chipotle as well.
Totally. No, I think important to acknowledge.
Yes. So animal welfare, they allegedly have strict animal welfare standards.
Good.
Dairy products are free of synthetic hormones. And I do remember they were one of the first fast casual restaurants that had plant-based proteins.
Oh, cool.
So they had sofritas and vegan chorizo.
They got on that train before it became like the trendy thing to do.
And their restaurant design, they're apparently moving towards all-electric buildings with 100% renewable energy.
Good. I mean, when we walked, and this sounds like an ad, when we walked in there, it was like a good vibe. It felt clean and stuff. Like, it felt good. I would go back and dine in the place we went to.
Yeah.
Oh, my little burrito comes on and off. Rob, I always love your presentations.
Yes.
Legitimately, I think they're a really beautiful thing.
Well, I do want to, besides just all the fluff that we just threw at Chipotle, I do think it is important to be critical about them as well.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I did look up things people have been critical of Chipotle
Yeah, what
as
bad
well.
shit have they been up to?
So portion size, I remember being a thing. It was kind of funny where people would complain that they were getting less.
Oh.
Which it just seems like a weird thing to complain about.
Also, people thought like they were being sold a very big product and they'd get it and they're like, this isn't big enough for me.
Yeah, almost like the Subway foot long.
Yeah, is this a foot?
But I don't think Chipotle was ever like, you're getting a 1 pound burrito.
Isn't that such a, just to generalize here, isn't that such an American complaint? Like, I'm
Very
not
much.
getting enough.
Yeah, I'm getting ripped off. But I do remember like to the point where people were ordering it and then weighing it. Like there was a challenge where people were like, oh, I'm getting less. Which to me, I chalk up more to like, you've got 3,700 locations, over 3,700 locations.
There's also going to be inconsistencies between each place, right? It's how they're rolling it. It's how you're ordering it.
Yeah, it's the staff. It's the stoner that was making your burrito that day. Maybe put less in or more, or
and it's also like, are you a no beans Rob and you're not putting heavy beans in there and you're putting like salad in, or are you like a pro beans Dave and you're loading it with heavy beans?
Exactly.
And it's going to weigh more.
Was twice the size.
Oh, what? No,
mine.
It was.
There was a thing where I think this was TikTok or somewhere where people would order Chipotle on like Postmates, and they wanted to see based on the gender of the person ordering if the claim was that men were getting more and women would be served less.
That is a very funny concept.
Yeah.
And was the trend like females are getting served like smaller portions?
Yes, because Tiffany versus Matt ordering the same burrito, the person making it was going to put more in.
That is a very funny thing to be like putting your energy into. Also, one of those, Rosabelle is a huge TikTok user. And I don't use TikTok. I watch it if people send me things.
Yeah, I don't use it either. Can you still watch it when people send you it though? Most of the time, I get sent a TikTok link and then it tries to make me download it, and I just
you got to have the app.
Okay,
exactly. But it's one of those things where it is used as such a news service for a certain number of the population, and that's a great thing in a way because it's any news spreading is good. But there's also this insane amount of misinformation on there. And Rosabelle is often targeted with that. I think I've talked about this on the show before. She sent me she was amazed. She goes, have you seen the frog? And I said, Rosabelle, what are you talking about? And she sent me a frog that was like the size of like a small dog. And it had a guy like patting this frog. And I said, Rosabelle,
that's
definitely not real. But she's like, it's real. And I feel like TikTok is riddled with so much fun stuff like that. It was like, I want to know the result of like the test with Chipotle and genders, but we'll probably never know.
I also feel like it was done more in jest than it was like, let's get Chipotle for being misogynistically underserving females. Right. It's food safety incidents. AP News reported over 1,100 people were sickened due to incidents such as E. coli, norovirus, and salmonella.
It's not great.
Which I do remember a couple times there being like, don't eat the cilantro at Chipotle.
Cilantro, stay away.
There's a cilantro recall.
Interesting.
People were getting E. coli.
Maybe my genetic defect about hating cilantro is actually like a genetic, not a defect.
It's evolutionary.
I'm evolved. I'm more evolved because I'm not catching horrific diseases from Chipotle's cilantro.
And then union challenges.
I read this too. They're deeply not into staff unionizing. They're like very not into that.
I feel like a lot of big corporations,
Starbucks.
There's always going to be
completely
union busting. But I do know my sister-in-law worked at Chipotle, and I think they're fairly good to their employees. Like they offered her tuition assistance to go to school.
Great.
They have health coverage. So they could be doing worse.
Yeah, totally.
That's my ringing endorsement. They could
no,
be doing
I like
worse
that. I mean, we
chain.
don't get health coverage on Flightless Bird, so they're doing better than us. The only thing I read, because I always Google like just like the news tab and see if anything's been going on, and no big drama recently with Chipotle. In regards to like size and calories, there was a lawsuit in 2016. 3 men filed a class action alleging that a burrito was listed as containing only 300 calories when in fact it contained more. They were seeking unspecified damages for an injunction against the company to prevent it from posting what it calls misleading information.
I read that one too, but it felt like someone trying to just
Full of shit.
get some money.
Yeah.
That was like the person who sued McDonald's for the hot coffee thing.
For the hot coffee, completely. Which, for the record, that was an example of McDonald's not being assholes for once.
Yeah, which I do get, like, transparency on calories. If people are watching calories is great.
Totally.
Not against that.
The only other thing I saw back in 2020, Chipotle reached a $2 million settlement to resolve child labor violations, which isn't a great thing. There were penalties of $1.37 million in restitution for an estimated 13,253 child labor violations. Quite a few.
Does it say what they were? Is it like they let a 15-year-old work at the restaurant?
Okay, let's have a little look. So it was either state wage and hours being worked in 50 corporate-owned locations in Massachusetts. So it was around, hours and the wages.
Okay, so it wasn't they had
They didn't have
6-year-olds
10-year-olds.
peeling cilantro until their thumbs were bleeding?
No, I wish it was. I don't wish. I mean, no, it was always.
You wish it was
I
that.
wish it was something that dramatic.
Okay.
Chipotle, all I'll say, I will go back. I liked it. I liked my Chipotle.
I will say I don't try to eat it often.
I think if you ate it often, it would probably be not great for you. I think like everything in moderation.
Like a road trip stop, I do love Chipotle for that. When you're in like the desert and there's not a lot of options and you are having to go to somewhere fast, whether that's for fast food or fast casual food, Chipotle is usually top of my list versus a Taco Bell or McDonald's stop.
I'm going to say something, and this is big for me. I am going to make my default stop no longer a Subway. If I want that, like I'm hungry and I need a thing, it's going to be Chipotle.
Subway's my backup to Chipotle. But that's like when you get into those parts of the country where there's like nothing for 200 miles and it's, I need food.
And it's amazing in some parts of the States as well, where you go to those areas where, there are no vegetables anywhere. Like there's nothing green. This is all now in processed land.
Yeah.
Which I've occasionally run into in this country. Okay, feedback. Can I just say, whoever is emailing into flightlessbirdchat@gmail.com, the emails just get better and better. It used to be, I feel like when we started that email address, it was kind of sometimes a bit of a task sort of going through, just people droning on. The emails are increasingly just like quite fun to read, which I really appreciate.
Well, I think you reading them on the show probably encourages.
Probably does. People kind of
quality.
think, if the people read this out, like, will this be interesting? Or will they be like bored out of their mind? Some quick feedback on me, and I'm also reluctant to put this in the show because it's so disgusting. I mentioned maybe a couple of weeks ago that I was occasionally having huge fat cockroaches turn up in my apartment.
You were just showing about 1.5 feet. That's how big they were?
So I would say an inch and a half in American measurement systems.
That's about 3 inches.
Okay, so this big.
Okay.
That's how big the cockroaches are, that once every 2 weeks in the early hours, if I like flick on a light switch, there will be one like in the kitchen or in the bathroom, revolting. For me, that is like some people don't like snakes, some people don't like mice. For me, it's cockroaches. It's the worst thing I can imagine. I get a body reaction where I am revolted.
I can trap and get rid of them.
Yeah, I can't. I have to fly spray from a distance.
Oh.
Their death rolls are just even more horrible, everything about them. Anyway, my point is they're turning up. And I'm like, okay, in LA in summer when it gets hot, they come out. And I'm assuming I'm in an old building, 1927 apartment. I sort of assume they're just like occasionally coming in a window or something. I'm like, okay, they're not in the walls.
They can climb up.
They can climb.
Exterior.
And so I'm like, okay, that's just and it only happens for like this month-long period of extreme heat. Anyway, talked to the maintenance man in the building today, and I said, I wish I'd talked to you about this like 5 summers ago. But this happens, and he's like, okay, at your end of the building, all the apartments have this problem. And what is happening is there is a break in the drain somewhere in the ground, and they are coming up at night in the fucking drains.
Yeah, they built a nest.
It happens in the kitchen, apparently, and in the shower. And he's like, what you need to do, you need to purchase stoppers, and you put those over them at night, and that you will not get any more cockroaches in your apartment.
And less food down your drain. We had the same issue at our house.
Okay, so that makes me feel better that it's not just a me problem.
They had to dig up part of the driveway and found a nest that was like right where one of the drainage pipes were. Because there was one day, Natalie
I think that's hard to listen to.
was emptying the dishwasher and pulled, the like top tray where you put like lids and stuff. She pulled that out and then just yelled. And there was a cockroach that had come through the dishwasher drain into the dishwasher.
I feel for her in that moment. It's making me feel better because it's not just a me problem. It's an LA problem. I just had no idea that they're coming through a drain. And that just horrifies me.
That's awful.
So apparently, old building, he explained to me that they are trying to they've tried to find the leak. They can't do it. There's one down there somewhere. And so at least I have a solution now, but it also revolts me. And he said pro tip, he's like, if you're going away for a few days, what you do is you spray a fuck ton of fly spray down the drain. You then cover it. And he's like, that'll keep them away for like 2 weeks because just like the fumes are like sitting in there.
They're disgusting insects because they are so hard and alien-like.
Then they're fucking quick.
Yeah, they're
They
very
move.
quick. We get some of them in the studio here occasionally.
Feet up.
Keep your feet up. Yeah, I don't love them. I'm normally pretty okay with bugs. I don't love a big spider.
I've got no beef with spiders, lizards, snakes, things that can legitimately hurt me. A cockroach is never going to hurt you. It's just foul.
Well, I'll say a spider, I am much more okay with capturing and releasing than a cockroach. Same. Like that's normally my move is if there's a spider, I will put it in a cup.
Yep.
Put paper over
underneath,
it,
take it outside.
Take it outside.
Well, spiders, they're eating bugs. They're they're doing good. They're doing their work. A cockroach is in the drain eating my ham that I'd left in the sink or something.
And I feel like you can't, I'm
not leaving ham in the sink.
You do that with a glass, you got to break that glass afterwards if you got a cockroach in it.
I agree. No, if it's touched the surface.
You can't do paper because those things are so girthy and sturdy that that thing's getting out and then it's just going to crawl on your arm really fast.
Exactly.
So you need cardboard that you need to duct tape to the glass.
Yeah, you're completely right.
To get it out and then just throw the glass.
No, throw it and straight in the trash.
Yeah, and you don't want to leave it, you don't want to let it out right in front of your house because then it just
coming straight back in. Okay, you've made me feel better actually because I felt revolted this morning. I was like, I can't believe they're in I just never occurred to me, probably a very obvious thing to most people in LA or in America that they would be in the drain. Okay, feedback. Ricky wrote in. He said, hello, David. Hello, Rob. This is in regards to Tunnel Girl from last week, an episode which you seem to enjoy, which I'm very pleased with. Some interesting things about tunnels. First off, beach tunnels and holes. Every June for the last 20 years, we vacation in San Diego with my wife and 4 kids. My 2 boys used to dig this crazy 8-foot deep hole at the beach. My wife and I never thought much of it until 4 years ago. 2 boys, about 14 years old, at the beach on the East Coast, New Jersey, I believe, died when their 10-foot hole collapsed on them. Needless to say, my boys were never allowed to dig holes at the beach ever again. Another reason, and this is just casually thrown at the end, I would have led with this. Other episode I've been meaning to write in about was Alcor, the cryonics episode. My wife and I have been members for the last 5 years. I have a fear of death. And as another person has said, you don't have to be rich. You just need an insurance policy which is affordable. And that goes into preserving your body for a few hundred years. Hope this gives you insight. Have a great day. I like the idea of just someone casually being a member.
Yeah. Is it like Scientology? Where
they're just among us?
Yeah, and everyone. We don't know. And if you could probably ask, hey, are you signed up?
Yeah, and people probably don't bring it up because they know the default will be probably being mocked. So they just quietly get in amongst it. So yeah, thanks for that, Ricky. Jessica wrote in, I was hoping you'd do an episode about baby Jessica. Have you heard of baby Jessica?
What's baby Jessica?
Not a light-hearted story, but a good ending. So Jessica, and I guess you thought about this after our Tunnel Girl episode.
Well, are you going to ruin this episode on baby Jessica?
Nah, it's fine. It'll be good. So baby Jessica was a baby that was trapped in a well. It was a huge story when I was growing up. And she said, no, I'm not that baby. Her name is Jessica. The story happened in 86. Jessica McClure Morales fell into a well in her aunt's backyard in Midland, Texas, when she was 18 months old. Terrifying.
Yeah.
So over the next 58 hours, rescuers worked to free her from the 8-inch well casting 22 feet below ground. And Kayla's tunnel was like 30 feet. So it's deep.
Yeah.
The story garnered worldwide attention. There were documentaries about it. Firemen and police called in, and they drilled a parallel shaft to the well. So they didn't go down the well. They built a whole different tunnel next to where she was lodged, and then a cross tunnel in to rescue her into the well. They tried using jackhammers, but the rock was too crazy. So a mining engineer came in with some other gear, and they managed to get into the well. 45 hours after she fell into the well, the cross tunnel was complete, and rescuers could hear Jessica singing Winnie the Pooh. What a baller kid, just like singing to themselves down there. So there was worries that she was going to have to have like a whole foot amputated. She was pinned with her leg above her forehead, so she was just in a horrible position as well. I think she lost a toe in there, had to be amputated. She's fine.
She's writing us this email.
By the way, if Jessica, the baby, is listening to this, flightlessbirdchat@gmail.com.
Yeah, we'll do an episode of We Can Get Jessica.
You've got 10 episodes dedicated to you. Ronald Reagan at the time said everyone in America became godmothers and godfathers of Jessica while this was going on.
He appointed everyone godparents?
Yeah, we all officially.
Presidentially appointed godparents.
She has apparently no firsthand memory of the events. But maybe if she comes on Flightless Bird, we can get a hypnotist in and can sort of like go back into her memory and get her memories as an 18-month-year-old. I just couldn't think of anything more awful than like an infant down a well.
No, that's terrible.
Also, because you can't communicate to them. Like you can't say like, if it's a 10-year-old, you can be like, hey man, we're
working on it.
We're coming.
We'll drop some food down to you. Here's a power bar.
Yeah. Here's a Nintendo fucking...
Nintendo
Switch.
Hold it, we'll plug the HDMI in.
All the stuff that kids need to remain calm in this insane world. Mona wrote in about Coney 2012. I was 13 years old and living in a small town in just to the north of Sweden when Coney 2012 was a thing, and I was hooked. Talked about it nonstop. When my mum tried to question anything about it, I'd just get really mad at her. I bought the merch. I made mum buy it for me. Don't remember what happened to it. Anyway, I put this episode on as I was walking out of my first day at my master's program. Felt kind of cool and like I had my shit together. Saw what the episode was about and instantly felt humbled and brought back to a different time.
Leave it to David to do that.
That's what I'm here for. Strawn wrote in Hayden's preamble to Coney, he states that his naive belief in Coney 2012 was the most embarrassing thing he's ever done. David, you know as well as I that Hayden has a long history of much, much, much more embarrassing behavior. You did not challenge him on this claim. Fair enough. And I will maybe challenge Hayden.
This is a friend of Hayden and yours?
I believe Strawn is one of Hayden's friends.
It's his son.
It's his son. Imagine if his son's Thomas. Imagine if Thomas wrote in, like his 5-year-old, writes in.
Dad.
It's really good. Andrew wrote in again about Alcor, the cryonics company. Thanks for the episode, especially your openness and your ethical concerns. I've thought a lot about them myself over the years. I'm actually signed up with Alcor as a member. Head only for now.
Wow.
If you remember that episode, that means he's just going to have his head frozen and he'll be decapitated and that will be put in the dewar. Though after more than 10 years of signing up, I'm reconsidering switching to full body due to some changes in the tech. Our audience... We have a good audience, but it's not like millions.
No.
But out of our audience, we have 2 people who are like...
Yeah, at least.
I'm a member.
Yeah.
I thought when you put that episode out, no one would even heard of it, let alone be an active member.
He signed up. It's like a gym membership, apparently.
Kind of. It's like LA Fitness.
Yeah, LA Fitness. LA Fitness members and Alcor members.
I'm not rich. I only make minimum wage. 30 cents over minimum. The preservation is paid for with life insurance, and there are no more fees after you get it done. And who would they send the bill to? Not sure. The ongoing upkeep after that is paid by an endowment Alcor calls Patient Care Trust Fund. I feel like there's this idea that chronics is mostly something for Peter Thiel types, rich, egomaniacal, technophilic white men that want to live forever. And to a degree it is, but that's not the full picture. Some of us are ordinary people making a serious choice, not to glibly cheat reality, but to thoughtfully engage. When you interview James Arrowwood, he said most cryonicists, I think that's a silly word, but it's what we're called, see resuscitation as a long shot. I don't. If the initial preservation is good, I think it all has a good chance of working. There are ethical and practical concerns, though, and I don't think those get enough attention. Anyway, thanks for covering it with sincere curiosity. I just wanted to offer a different side of who's really involved in it. After reading 2 bits of feedback now from people signed up, I would just say I'm not endorsing Alcor in any way. I personally wouldn't sign up for the service. I just mainly find it fascinating that I did one of the most obscure things I could think of doing for this podcast. And 2 people are like, yeah, I'm signed up, head only.
I think it more just speaks to like how common it is to be terrified of dying.
I think you're completely right, which I kind of find comforting. Like, it's nice to know I'm not alone in that shit. Even when I heard that you were terrified of dying, it made me feel like, okay, I'm not like a weird freak, you know? And finally, Bonnie, just with an idea for an episode that I just, for some reason, found very funny. We need an episode on banana pudding, stat. I've thoroughly enjoyed the episode on pie, but I feel banana pudding is a deeply American dessert that also deserves its moment in the spotlight. Thoughts on banana pie? Or pudding, sorry?
I have almost no thoughts on banana pudding. So
what's the difference between a pudding and a pie?
Pudding is in like a cup. It's like a custardy...
It's sloppy.
Yeah, and a pie would have like a pie crust, normally.
So banana pudding is just banana slops, kind of like sweet slops?
Would you know like chocolate pudding? Do you know pudding at all?
I don't know really what pudding is.
It's like a
Is it
fudge.
mousse? Is it like
kind
mousse?
of moussey, yeah. Fudgy, moussey.
Maybe we do an episode on pudding.
Apparently we do need to do pudding. I mean, but then you've got like Jell-O.
I know Jell-O. That's like jelly.
Jelly, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got like custards and panna cottas and
all those.
There's like desserts that are kind of pudding adjacent.
Okay. Do you enjoy pudding?
No, I don't have pudding.
You never have pudding?
No.
Your kids have pudding?
No, but I'm sure they would love pudding.
Pudding. Give them pudding. These poor kids growing up without pudding. Bonnie went on to say, my husband and I often make a banana pudding that we're quite obsessed with, and we're on a constant journey to find a restaurant or grocery store that can make a batch that rivals ours. We're yet to find it.
Did she give the recipe?
No, but she did say, if you and Rob find yourselves in the metro Atlanta area, let's go taste some banana pudding together.
Well, if she wants to send this banana pudding recipe,
we could make it.
I feel like we can make that for the banana pudding episode.
If I remember, I will reply to that email personally. If not, this is a test. If you're still listening to the podcast, can you get back to me again, flightlessbirdchat@gmail.com with your recipe? That would be great.
If it's not proprietary and
yeah, we won't share it. We'll
secret.
just keep it. We'll keep it secret. We will not read it out on air, but it would be a good way to test a banana pudding.
Unless you want us to.
Unless you want us to. As always, email in flightlessbirdchat@gmail.com. We do have a YouTube channel if you like watching us. Spotify has video as well. We're on all podcast platforms. Maybe you hate some of those platforms and it's like we want to listen somewhere else. We're everywhere.
Everywhere.
How do you find it? Google.com. That's a great way to find us. We have a website, flightlessbirdpod.com, which lists all the places you go to the website, you click listen, then you click with like a list of buttons of where you can go.
And don't expect David to ever link.
I will never link to it directly. I think our listeners are smart enough that if they know the name of the show, which is Flightless Bird, I reckon they can find it.
I will say from a podcast standpoint, usually that is because you don't know what platform they're listening to. Usually you don't need a link.
Yeah.
Whereas we can plug Webworm.
Yes.
David does Webworm. You want more stories?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, webworm.co. Thank you, Rob.
A link makes sense there. Only a little bit more than to the podcast. Only slightly more.
Yeah, I probably have leaned too far in the other direction, sort of leaned to a disdain for sharing a very helpful link with people directly.
Yeah.
But my main point is, wherever you listen, thank you for listening. We crept up the charts last week, which felt good. It helps us so much if you say it as a joke, but it's kind of not, like and subscribe and leave a review, because that feeds it out in this magical way to other people. So thank you if you've done that before. And if you like an episode,
tell your friends.
Yeah, share it on social and tell people, because word of mouth is always our best friend in the world. And you know what it's like. If a friend tells me you must listen to this thing, I'll probably listen to it. So that would be great.
Exactly. And we got some fun ones coming up.
We do have some really fun ones coming up that we're quite excited on. We've been working on them for a while. And yeah, I feel I really like making the show. So thank you for listening. And we'll see you next week.